It gives me great pleasure today to introduce one of Hastings College's own, Stacie Goding, formerly Stacie Brown, to deliver the honors address for 2014. Your program will detail the accomplishments of Ms. Goding, now a practicing lawyer in Grand Island, since leaving Hastings College in 2001 as a double major in history and political science. I hope you will join me in overlooking the fact that she now teaches as an adjunct for Doane College, and in welcoming Stacie Goding back to Hastings College, where she really belongs. Stacie?
I realize it has been a difficult week here on campus, and I want to begin by saying I'm sorry for your loss of your friend Jackson, and I give you my condolences. I am so pleased to be here today with you to share in your accomplishments and celebrate the end of another school year. I'm really here today to toast to you, and so I will try to follow what I believe is the cardinal rule of toast, and that is to keep it short and heartfelt. My husband and I were sitting around the kitchen earlier this week, and I asked him what I should say to you. What advice could I possibly offer? And he smiled and said, "Don't leave." We had a good little laugh about that. I don't want to give you the wrong idea. Life will be good to you when you move on to the next phase. But I think there's some truth to the idea that you don't always realize in the moment how fortunate you are. It's been 13 years since I graduated from Hastings College, and over the past few particularly, I've come to be grateful for my time on this campus. I've realized that virtually all of the good things in my adult life have flowed from my time here at Hastings College. To have both the ability and the means to attend here makes you pretty fortunate in life. In my work, I'm frequently appointed to represent children in the foster care system. And I also represent parents who are accused of abuse or neglect. It is rare that attending college is even on their radar. Their circumstances are too difficult. Their lives are about survival. So today we can be thankful for our good fortune and for our families who got us here. First among my gifts from Hastings College is my wonderful husband, Will. We met the summer before my senior year. I'm a known introvert. He is even quieter than I am. So we easily could have been ships passing in the night. I still really sometimes wonder how it is we actually got together. But luckily we met through a friend and have been together ever since. Many of you will relate to this, but at that time, I subsisted on a diet made up primarily of Coca-Cola and Sunbelt granola bars. One week I was super busy and stressed out. I don't now remember why, but I had mentioned to Will that I was all out of these things. And when I came to my home that evening, he had left a case of Coke and 2 boxes of granola bars at my house. And I knew that he was a keeper. If any of you out there have found that person you want to walk through life with while walking around this campus, I give you my heartfelt congratulations, and I wish you well. Another treasure from my years at Hastings is my friendships. My last roommates, Angela Winscott, Rachel Ryder, and Lori Freeman, are still my best friends in life. We don't talk much. We don't see each other much. One lives in New York, another in Denver. We still get together, though, every year at Christmas to talk, to reminisce, to encourage each other, to meet each other's husbands. Now even some babies have joined our group. And for 13 years, at least part of our group has gotten together every year, and I'm so thankful for that. There is nothing like old friends. You can be honest with them. You can count on them to be honest with you. You don't have to clean your house for them or try to impress them. They know you and love you anyway. Plus, there's something supremely wonderful about listening to your old roommates and your husband compare notes on all of your bad habits. My wish for you is that you will continue to be as lucky as I, and your friends here now will become your old friends and continue to be part of your lives for years to come. I can credit my time here to introducing me to law. I was taking a constitutional law class taught by Chuck Evans, and I randomly sat next to an upperclassman I didn't know, Amy Juergensmeyer. It turns out she was going to be graduating, and she was looking for someone to take over her job at a law office. She got me an interview with Steve Scheer, who was the first attorney I ever met. He is a good and noble soul, an old-fashioned lawyer who believed in law as a calling, not just a way to make money. I spent a couple of summers working for him, and for better or worse, decided that was something I could do. And now I do bellyache about my job from time to time, but the fact is my work is filled with variety and challenges and sometimes even purpose. And it's not a bad way for a small-town girl to earn a living in central Nebraska. Even my moonlighting job teaching at Doane, which I enjoy, is a result of someone from Hastings College recommending me for that position. So I have you to thank. Undoubtedly, many of you had your interest piqued by some professor or class here at Hastings, and that is going to change the trajectory of your life. May you all have fulfilling and prosperous careers filled with opportunities to do good. At Hastings, I found a spiritual home as well, at a time in life when many people quit going to church, fall away from practicing their faith. I was lucky enough to stumble onto a Catholic fellowship group that met here on campus, as well as Alpha Omega. We had great discussions, and I met wonderful friends. And with my spiritual life as part of my weekly routine in college, that really laid the foundation for my practices as an adult. And I'm really thankful for those habits and those opportunities I had for learning and for spiritual support while here. And back then, when I was young and asking all those questions like, will I ever meet someone? Or what am I supposed to do with my life? There's comfort in knowing that God will not abandon us or give us more than he can handle. My wish for you is that in years to come, you will look back and see that all your questions have been answered. No discussion of Hastings College would be complete without talking about the wonderful faculty. I received encouragement and small kindnesses from many, many people on the faculty and staff while I was here. I also received great advice, which I still think about sometimes to this day. It was fairly early in my career that Dr. Storer pulled me aside and said something to the effect of, Stacie, you've got to speak up with more confidence if you're ever going to make it in law school. And he was right. But take it a step further, forget law school. Maybe too often in life, people don't have the confidence to speak up and take a stand for what is right. In another instance, I remember very clearly talking to Dr. Babcock after I had graduated. I was working at Crossroads, waiting for Will to graduate, and I was bored. Dr. Babcock said to me, Stacie, sometimes you have to make your own challenges. And he was right. During our college years, we were motivated by the class schedule, by the semester, by the external deadlines put upon us. But after graduation, we have to be internally motivated, set our own goals, our own deadlines, and we are ultimately responsible for shaping our own lives. I also had the good fortune of knowing Tam Babcock. She worked at City Hall and taught a public administration class occasionally that I signed up for. At that time, there weren't women on the faculty in the political science or history departments, so Tam was really the only female role model I knew on campus. Tam also made a point of taking students aside, taking them to lunch, giving encouragement. More importantly, Tam was a woman working in what was a man's world down at City Hall at that time. She was smart and a woman of substance. And now, working in a field that is dominated by men, I appreciate her example of how to be a professional woman and earn the respect of others. I know many of you have wonderful relationships with the faculty. If you have not asked them for advice, it is not too late. You should do that. They are wonderful at giving advice. My wish for them, as the semester winds down, they spend hours grading and reporting, is that they might know how appreciated they are. Before I close, I want to take a moment to be grateful for disappointments. As you can see in the program, my Bronco citation references winning and losing, which tells you that I had my share of disappointments. One of the biggest disappointments of my college career was not being selected during my junior year to win the Truman Scholarship, which is a major award that pays for graduate school. Hastings College has a long history of Truman Scholarship winners, and I was not even a finalist. I had plans to go to graduate school in Indiana, move to DC, go do something important, I thought. To have my application rejected was a crushing disappointment, and a little bit of a public disappointment. But that spring turned to summer, and then I met my husband. And had I won that award, I would have been gone. I wouldn't have been able to pass up the opportunity to instead hang around Hastings with him. Had I followed my plans rather than considering creating a plan together, I don't know that we would have made it. And like I said in the start, this disappointment of not winning created the opportunity for one of my biggest blessings. So to those winning awards today, I congratulate you, and I share in your joy on having your hard work and accomplishments recognized. To those who maybe today are feeling disappointed, I say to you, I have been there too, and your world will be full of opportunities that you don't even see coming. Keep your chin up and forge ahead. A wonderful thing about Hastings College is that you become part of a club or a family. I think I can speak for most alumni when I say to you that we will help you all that we can. People have looked out for me, and when our paths cross, I will look out for you. I know many of you share the experiences I have described to you today, and those experiences will bind us together through the years. It has been my pleasure to be here with you today. Again, I say congratulations to all the seniors and honorees, and cheers to you. It is a great day to be a Bronco. Thank you.
Thank you, Stacie. That is a true testament to, I think, the value of a liberal arts education and a Hastings College education. So congratulations to you on your success, and thank you for coming back.